What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Shriv Tactical. Today, coming at you with the Taurus GX2, a new release from Taurus. Well, I say new, within the last year, a new release from Taurus, in another Wonder 9 in that striker-fired category. Couple things right out of the box. Obviously, we don't do unboxings here; those are old school. But I will just mention briefly. Yeah, there, and the box is gone. Two magazines out of the box, both 13 rounders. Uh, Initial just thoughts before I hand it off to you is I discuss the size of my hands frequently, but this fits it very nicely. Initial ergonomics feel really good. I'll talk briefly about when this gun was initially unveiled at Gunsight, which is pretty close to us, kind of in our backyard.
Yeah, almost, again, 15 miles, maybe.
Sure.
Way? Yeah.
I could hit a driver there.
Oh, well, it's a big driver, but
well,
curious.
Anyways, they did the unveiling at Gunsight, and one of the pieces of feedback that they got, that Taurus got, was as they were running drills and dropping mags into the sand and the dirt around here, there was an issue with the coating, and it started to cause jam ups in the magazine. Recoil talks about this in their first article that they released about this Taurus. So they took the feedback from Recoil and probably the other outlets that were there, and instead of just releasing the gun anyways and saying screw it, they actually took these magazines back. And either destroyed them or did whatever, and they came up with a new coating for it so that those issues were alleviated. And I think that speaks a lot to Taurus and the reputation that they're starting to build over the last couple of years as they've released newer and truly better products. I know Taurus's reputation, years ago wasn't quite as stellar, but they're still offering entry-level price weapons with a lot more functionality than I think they were before. So with that being said, my initial impression is that I like it a lot. I do own a GX4 that I've had for a couple of years. I bought a Toro slide for it, and so I run a red dot on that. In a lot of ways, this is very similar. It is slightly larger, and I like my GX4 quite a bit, and I imagine I'm going to end up liking this quite a bit too. But with that said, why don't you hop in and talk us through some of the features on it?
Okay, so right out of the get-go, I'm going to talk about the trigger. Trigger is not the best trigger in the world, but given the price point, I'm not upset about it. There's really no creep to it. It really hits a wall. It's a fairly solid wall, and then it goes really crisp. Now, that's going to break in, I believe, after we put a few hundred rounds through it. That's going to get a little softer, a little more smooth. I don't know what the word we're looking for there is. So another positive here is this has got front and rear serrations. That's huge. If you're trying to rack the firearm, you're grabbing up front or you're grabbing in the rear, a lot of extra grip. That's going to be a positive. Also, another positive, the grip design here. Look at that. Maybe some people look at it, maybe a little goofy looking. Sometimes I look at a Walther and I go, oh, that's weird looking. But when you put it in your hand, you're like, wow, like a glove. It really fits well. This is very comfortable in my hand. I think I have very average hand size, and you know what? I'm happy with it. I'd like to see maybe a magwell, a little pinky slide here or something to give me a little extra support. I'm sure something like that may or may not come out in the future. Sorry. So one of the negatives, let's say this firearm is about the same size, give or take, when we set it down on a Hellcat Pro. Hellcat Pro's got a 15+1. This is a 13+1. A little bit of a negative there, being a couple rounds shy there. One other thing that's interesting about this firearm is it has a safety now, which is a little unique to a striker firearm as far as a pistol. Now, some people are going to be drawn to this because it has a safety. I think there are a lot of people that want to carry a firearm, but they're uncomfortable carrying a firearm when their firearm is loaded. Understandably. I mean, now that comes down to a lot of other things we're not going to talk about, but having that safety is a benefit to a lot of potential people that want to carry a firearm. Now, where they have it is it's in a very good position. So right off the bat, as far as dropping it off safety, you know what? I don't know how much of an issue it is for me. I like it. So that's a big benefit there. One of the bigger things that I'm going to talk about as far as the negative is there's no spot for a red dot. I mean, come on. I mean, 2025 here, you got to have a red dot. I mean, everybody's going red dot. So
at least the option, right? I mean,
at least an option, that's for sure. So I'm sure they're going to have their Toro slide, which is going to at some point come out, if not already. It's got a couple different cutouts or lugs, or what we're going to call those, on the front dust cover here for an option with a flashlight and whatnot. But overall, I'm excited to shoot this and see what she does. Anything you want to add to that, Jared?
I think the only thing I'd add on there is we talked about sights a little bit, not having a red dot cutout. This does come with some pretty rudimentary iron sights, but they are Glock compatible sights. So there's a ton of aftermarket support for that. Outside of that, I think you hit everything else really on the head. The mag release is reversible, so the gun does not come ambidextrous. You could slide the mag release over here, but everything else is one side only. But outside of that, I think you nailed it all. We are really excited to get out. We're going to shoot the shrimp
Yeah.
drill, of course, probably some low ready variation of the bill drill, and put some rounds through it and just
Yep.
get an idea of what we think. So let's get out there and have some fun.
All right, stay tuned.
Okay, so as we were just saying, we're talking size a little bit. We thought we'd bring you in and just show you. So here's the Taurus GX4. This is really SIG 365 Springfield Hellcat size. Then we step up to the GX2. So you can see it's got a slightly longer barrel, slightly longer grip, which is where you get a few of those extra rounds. The GX4 is an 11 plus 1. The GX2 is a 13 plus 1. And then we step up to, and this is the Hellcat Pro, so it's the longer model with the longer grip as well. And this is a 15 plus 1 weapon. Obviously, dressed out a little bit, but that way you guys get kind of an idea of what the size looks like between these three. So the GX2 is absolutely a carryable size. My hope is that they'll eventually do maybe some mag extensions with a pinky grabber on the grip, so we can add a few more rounds there. And I know that they'll come out with their Toro slide model. I'm sure that they will. They did it with the GX4. I have a Toro slide for this too, which is their Taurus optics ready option. So when you want to put a red dot on it, at some point that'll become available, I'm quite sure. But that's a size comparison for you, and now we're going to start slapping some triggers.
All right, guys, we're going to run the build drill here real quick. We've got Taurus's GX2. We've got a couple hundred rounds through it at this point, maybe 200-300. Things are loosening up on it. And again, feels good in the hand. It's shooting nice. I will say the wall and the trigger for me a little bit. It's fairly heavy. It's there. It's definitely causing me to do the natural pull down left a little bit when I get hurried up shots. But she's breaking in a little bit. So build drill. Let's do it.
I think I heard 6 connections there.
Let's see. Yep. 284, 23. Took me a minute to get that first one off, finding the front sight. Forgive me. I do get used to shooting red dots sometimes. So when we go back to irons, there's a brain fart.
So I don't even know if the build drill is really like a pistol drill. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone, but this is Shrift Tactical, and we just kind of do what we want. You did it safety off, right? No safety function?
Correct.
All right. You got my shot timer here?
Oh, I got it.
Thanks, man. It's real nice. Shooter ready.
Shooter's ready.
Woo! Okay.
182.
All right. And obviously I like throat punching people because that's upper sternum maybe we'll call it.
Yeah,
but
no, that's some good shooting right there.
That's when you're doing it like a drill this quickly, you're not necessarily like you're just you're releasing and pulling back on the trigger. I wasn't feeling the hard wall that we've been talking about a little bit. I didn't notice it. I think when we're doing these longer shots that we've been messing around with, you start to really pick up on that. But on this one, this grip feels fantastic for me. The texturing is really good. You guys know in every video we review a pistol, I talk about the touch point for your off thumb. This one has one. Allows your hands to get right back to where you want them to be. But this right here, for my hand, as I've talked about, which is, medium size, I kind of joke about it being small. Whew, this thing feels fantastic in my hand. I may buy this from Eli when we're done. All right, couple things. When they unveiled this the first time, they were doing mag drops into the dirt over in Paulden, which really ain't that far from where we are here. And there was an issue with the mags functioning as they went along throughout the day. Taurus took them back, scrapped them all, redid the magazines with a new coating. Can confirm if you drop them in this dirt, brush them off, use them multiple times, still function great. Running the shriv drill here, we're going to modify it slightly because that's the whole point of the shriv drill is we do whatever we want. 2 rounds of double tap, and then we'll have 2 rounds left, if my math serves me correctly, where we're then going to swing over to our right and hit that torso twice. It's a little bit further away. We didn't measure any of this because, You know, you don't get to measure defensive distances before you start shooting. So last little wrench I'm going to throw in here, safety on.
Ooh.
Low ready, safety on. Woof.
All right.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, so
815 total.
815 total.
First shot 1-3.
Okay. I'm used to dots, so I'm going to be honest. I'm used to dots. So you're going from target to target, and I'm like, ah, crap, got to get those sights lined back up. So I was pushing myself. More misses than I'm proud of for sure. However, gun feels fantastic. Really does. Safety is come in here real quick here. So safety is really low profile, and putting it on takes a little bit of effort, but goodness gracious, to just kind of sweep it off as you're going was nothing. So if you're the kind of person who wants to have a safety, but you don't want it to stick out, you don't want it to be to snag on anything, this might be for you. I don't even work for Taurus.
All right, that modified Shriv drill that Jared just ran. Luckily, he planted his feet here real nice, so I've got a nice spot to stand.
I got large feet.
So, again, 2 passes, a double, and then one double tap over here on the old torso. And
because that guy shouldn't be there.
He shouldn't be there.
I don't know why he's there.
Low ready, Shriv drill, safety on.
Okay. Shooter ready.
Oh, dang it! One flyer on the big torso.
No kidding. All right, 7.72. Nice.
First shot.
First shot was 2.85.
Oh, wow, okay. So a little slower on my first shot than you, but man, I cooked that, and oh, that last shot
see, now that guy, he wishes he wasn't there.
Yeah, he wishes he wasn't there. It probably went through one of the holes, to be honest, the mounting holes for the target.
No, they're big.
Overall, right off the bat, I think things are going to seed in. Again, we're getting more and more rounds through this. The trigger's not the best in the world. Damn, this thing is comfortable. It is a comfortable firearm. It fits in my hand very nicely, even without one of the little pinky magwells. No, I'm liking this thing.
And
it really is
as
neat.
We've noted, I have medium to small hands. You've got decent sized hands, and so here's a gun that fits both of us relatively well, just based on the ergonomics of how they put it together.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed, and Taurus is doing a great job. Again, as Jared mentioned earlier, they got a reputation of making cheaper guns, but you know what? Cheaper, yes. At this point, they're rolling into the market hard, making affordable firearms that are reliable.
Yep.
Really enjoying this firearm.
All right, so final thoughts. Common review for the common man or woman. Actually, women are the largest.
They got rights now. They can buy guns.
They're the largest incoming group. It's gun culture 2.0, which I love. I'll recap a couple of things. I said it earlier. The grip for me is absolutely fantastic. We've talked about the trigger. It has smoothed out as you speculated
Absolutely.
that it would. Yep. And when I say that, there's really no creep in this trigger. You get to a wall, and then it breaks in that wall. The amount of pressure required to break down that wall is dropping. So I think it's a trigger that is relatively nice, specifically, again, because of the price point. Will take a little bit of practice if you're used to a Glock trigger or some of those other ones, but I think it's fantastic. I mentioned this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. I'm quite certain that Taurus, maybe by the time this video comes out, will have a Toro slide for this thing. I bought a Toro slide for my GX4 years ago, and it was not very expensive, and it came with a second set of springs and a barrel, so it wasn't even naked. It came completely ready to go.
Wow. Yeah, the SIG one, SIG.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
It's naked, and it costs money.
So again, I will purchase one of these. If not, I'm purchasing this one from Eli, one of the two, and I'll put a Toro slide on it. I want to speak briefly to a couple of different things. Maybe you have a lot of guns and you're just looking for a quality backup, quote unquote, truck gun, loaner gun, like your friend wants to go, whatever, right? Like
this thing qualifies as an EDC right now.
That,
I mean, 100%.
Absolutely agree. I mean, we carry the Hellcat Pro most of the year, and like we said, this is in that same size category. This could be a carry gun. If you don't have a ton of money and you're looking for your first weapon, this would be an excellent first choice. This can be your bedside gun, your carry gun. It can do it all, especially, again, if you want to run a red dot when that comes out. Another thing is I talked about, gun culture 2.0 and that women are coming to the gun market in droves, which is fantastic. The old adage was, well, get them a revolver or something else. Those things can be really unpleasant to shoot. This was really pleasant to shoot. Operation is pretty straightforward and simple. And I'll rehash, if you want a safety, these come with that external safety. But if you don't like safeties, it's really not even in your way.
Nope.
We run Glocks, Hellcats, 365s.
And
They don't have
extremely
safeties.
easy to peel it
Yep.
off. The way they've designed it, your thumb comes in and just drops it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
So Mother Nature's helping us out here.
Yep.
So those are my final thoughts on it. I really, really like it. I'm going to hand it off to you and let you get some last thoughts in.
There's not much thoughts that I need to add to this. Jared's nailed the nail right on the dang head. It's shooting well. It's feeling good. All my kind of critiques about the trigger and things up front, they've eased themselves in. It's not the greatest trigger in the world. The sights aren't the greatest sights. For the price point and reliability and for how it shoots, I'm tickled pink about it. It's a good firearm. So if you're looking for something that concealed carry, everyday carry firearm in the 250 range, that's it.
And if you don't like the color, they got other colors. The other one was a stainless steel slide. They got different colors on grips. Mix and match, man. That's
what the
what's
heck?
fun.
Paint the damn thing,
Well, you can do that. We got a video on that.
So anyways, as always, we just hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. We love when you watch it. Like, subscribe, comment, all of the above. Insult us. We love it.